It all started with a dare. My friends Mark and Lisa didn't believe in ghosts. I wasn't so sure. Especially not about Blackwood Manor. The old house stood on a hill, overlooking our town. They dared me to go inside, alone, at midnight. My stomach did a flip. Blackwood Manor. Even the name sent shivers down my spine. Everyone said it was haunted. Old man Blackwood had vanished there. Years ago. Some said his ghost still roamed the halls, looking for a way out, or maybe looking for company. I tried to laugh it off. "No problem," I said. My voice squeaked. Mark grinned. Lisa raised an eyebrow. "You have to stay for 1 whole hour," Mark declared. 1 hour? Inside Blackwood Manor? It sounded like forever. My palms started to sweat, but I couldn't back down. "Fine," I managed to say. 1 hour. So there I was, standing before the giant, creaky gates of Blackwood Manor. The moon was a sliver. Wind whistled through the dead trees. I pushed the gate. It groaned, a loud, rusty groan. The sound echoed in the silence. My heart hammered against my ribs. I stepped onto the overgrown path. Crunch, dead leaves under my sneakers. The house loomed closer, darker. Windows like empty eyes, staring. The front door was huge, made of dark wood. It had a giant knocker, shaped like a gargoyle's head. Luckily, the door was slightly ajar, just a crack. I took a deep breath and pushed the door open, slowly. Creak. The sound was worse inside. It bounced off the walls of the massive foyer. Dust motes danced in the weak beam of my flashlight. Cobwebs hung like ghostly decorations. It was cold, a damp chill that settled deep in my bones. "Hello?" I whispered. Only the echo answered. I shone my flashlight around. A grand staircase spiraled upwards, into darkness. Paintings on the walls, covered in grime. The people in them had stern faces. Their eyes seemed to follow my light. Or was that just my imagination? I hoped so. I had to stay for an hour. I decided to explore the ground floor first, maybe find a clock to count down the minutes. Each step I took echoed, loudly, tap, on the dusty wooden floor. It felt like I wasn't alone, like someone was walking with me. But when I spun around, nothing, just shadows, long dancing shadows. My flashlight beam shook in my hand. I found a living room, furniture covered in white sheets, like sleeping ghosts. A huge fireplace stood at one end, cold and dark. Above it, a large portrait, a man with piercing eyes. Old man Blackwood? He looked angry, very angry. I felt a prickle on the back of my neck, like his painted eyes were real, and they were watching me, judging me. I moved closer to the portrait. His eyes, they were so lifelike, too lifelike. I swear I saw them shift, just a little, following my flashlight beam. No, it couldn't be. Paintings don't move, right? I gulped. My throat was dry. Suddenly, a loud slam. A door banged shut, somewhere down the hall. My heart leaped into my throat. I wasn't alone. I didn't wait to find out. I ran, out of the living room, out of Blackwood Manor. I didn't care about the dare anymore. Let Mark and Lisa call me a chicken. I didn't care. I burst out the front door, into the night, gasping for air. My lungs burned. I didn't stop running until I was far away. That was my first haunted encounter, but it wouldn't be my last. A few weeks later, I was walking home, late from a friend's house. It was dark. The streetlights were few and far between. My usual route was long. Then I remembered the shortcut, through the whispering woods. Everyone said to avoid the woods at night. They said strange things happened there. People heard whispers, saw shadows. But I was late, and tired. It'll be fine, I told myself, famous last words. The entrance to the woods was dark. Trees loomed like tall, skeletal figures. Their branches clawed at the sky. A narrow path snaked into the blackness. I hesitated, just for a second. Blackwood Manor was still fresh in my mind. But this was different. This was just woods, right? just trees and dirt. I took a deep breath and stepped onto the path. The air immediately felt colder. I told myself it was my imagination, again my brain playing tricks on me because of Blackwood Manor. I started walking faster. The path seemed to twist and turn more than I remembered. Were these the same woods? Everything looked unfamiliar. The trees pressed in, closer and closer. Their branches looked like grasping arms reaching for me, trying to grab me. The whispering grew louder. It sounded like many voices, all murmuring at once. I couldn't make out any words, just a chilling chorus of hushed sounds. Shh, shh, whisper. It seemed to come from all around me, from the trees, from the ground, from the air itself. My skin crawled, goosebumps erupted on my arms. This wasn't the wind. This was something else, something unnatural. I shone my phone light around. The beam cut through the darkness, but it only showed more trees, more shadows. No one was there, but I felt eyes on me. Dozens of unseen eyes, watching my every move. Panic started to bubble in my chest. I was lost. I knew it. The path had disappeared, or I had wandered off it. Every direction looked the same, dark. Then I heard it, not a whisper, a twig snap, loud, clear, close by. Someone was definitely there. Someone or something was following me. My blood ran cold, colder than the night air. I froze. Every muscle in my body tensed. "Who's there?" I choked out. Silence. Even the whispers stopped. The woods became eerily quiet. Too quiet. I held my breath, listening, my ears strained, hoping it was just an animal, a deer, a raccoon, anything but what I feared. Then another snap, closer this time, to my left. I whipped my phone light in that direction. The beam danced wildly, illuminating nothing, just dense trees and tangled undergrowth. But I knew, I just knew, something was there, hiding. I started to back away, slowly. My eyes darted everywhere, trying to pierce the oppressive darkness. The feeling of being watched intensified. It was a heavy weight on my shoulders. My heart pounded like a drum solo, loud, fast. I bumped into a tree, yelped, "Stupid tree," or was it? For a second it felt like an arm. I was losing it, I had to be. I screamed. A real scream this time, not a yelp, and I ran. I didn't care which direction, away from the figure. Branches whipped my face, roots tripped my feet, but I kept going, fueled by pure terror. Somehow I stumbled out of the woods, onto a familiar street. I never took that shortcut again. Ever. 2 encounters, 2 terrifying experiences. You'd think I'd learned my lesson, right? Wrong. So wrong. There was one more adventure waiting for me. The worst one. It happened at my own grandmother's house, a place I thought was safe. She had an old house, full of antiques and secrets apparently. One day, I was helping her clean the attic. A dusty, forgotten space, filled with old trunks and covered furniture, and a single locked door at the far end. "Never open that door, dear," Grandma always said. Her voice serious, a little scared even. Of course that just made me more curious. What was behind it? I found the key, tucked away in an old jewelry box, small, ornate, cold to the touch. Grandma was downstairs, napping. This was my chance, my only chance. My heart thumped, a familiar rhythm of fear and excitement. I knew I shouldn't, I really knew. Grandma's warning echoed in my head. But the curiosity was too strong, like a magnet pulling me towards that forbidden door. The room was tiny, a single small window, caked with grime. It let in very little light. Most of the room was filled with shadows. In the center, an old wooden rocking chair. It faced away from me, towards the grimy window. That was it, nothing else. Just the chair, and the dust, and the silence. A bit disappointing, really. What was Grandma so worried about? Just an old chair. I stepped inside. The floorboards creaked under my weight. The sweet, perfumey smell was stronger here, almost cloying. I walked towards the rocking chair, curious to see if there was anything special about it. It looked ordinary, old, well used. But as I got closer, a chill filled the air. Not like the cold in Blackwood Manor. This was different, a sad, heavy cold. It made my chest ache. Suddenly the rocking chair moved, just a little, a tiny rock, back and forth, as if someone had just gotten up from it. My breath hitched. There was no wind in the attic, the window was sealed shut. Nothing could have made it move unless someone was sitting there, someone I couldn't see. My eyes darted around the small room, empty, but the feeling of being watched was back, stronger than ever. Then I heard it, a sound that made my blood turn to ice, a soft humming. The humming grew louder, the rocking chair swayed more violently. I could feel the air growing colder, my teeth started to chatter. I had to get out. I had to! I tried to scream, but no sound came out. My throat was tight with fear. Then I saw it, a faint shimmer in the air, above the chair, taking shape, becoming clearer. It was a woman, pale, dressed in old-fashioned clothes. Her face was sad, so sad, and her eyes were fixed on me. She raised a hand, a pale, almost transparent hand. It reached out, towards me. I stumbled back, tripping over my own feet. "No!" I finally managed to gasp. Her fingers were long, and cold, so cold. I could feel the chill even from a distance. She wanted something. What did she want? Was she trapped in this room? The lullaby continued, sadder now, more desperate. I knew somehow she wasn't trying to hurt me, but I was terrified, utterly terrified. Her cold fingers brushed my arm, ice, pure ice. A shock went through me, and then, as quickly as it appeared, the coldness lessened. The ghostly figure began to fade. The lullaby grew softer, fainter. The rocking chair slowed its pace, until it was still. The room felt lighter. The oppressive sadness lifted. I didn't understand what happened.